Jeffrey G. I have a new series, Growing Up Giordano. Some of my memories growing up. Now, I don't remember everything, but there are a lot of things I do remember. Like, I remember when I was 5 years old, and my father, the big sports fan that he is, wanted me to, do T-ball. I was like, no, I don't want to do T-ball. They signed me up for T-ball. So, one day, instead of using the tee, they decided that the coach would, toss us a ball. And it wasn't even a real baseball. It was like a soft, pushy ball. And I always knew I'd be an entertainer because when I was 5, I made the ball hit me, and I fell to the ground and started crying. But I wasn't really crying. And I ran to my mom. My dad, so embarrassed. And then when it was time they would do like baseball card photos. And I cried in that just because I didn't want to do it. I didn't want to do T-ball. Just listen to me, people. They didn't. My parents did not listen. So they signed me up for soccer. Which I was kind of like, alright, I'll try it. My dad was so embarrassed when I was goalie. They're on the other end of the field playing and I'm bored. So I sat down and was picking dandelions. Mama had a baby and the head popped off. And then I made a little crown. Like Jesus, but it was dandelions, and I put it on, and I'm like, look, I'm a princess! Papa G was not too happy. I remember crying being thrown in the van on that one for sure. I quit soccer, quit T-ball. Basketball I did pretty well. I did it, through our church, and I really don't have that many qualms about it. I mean, having basketball practice, though, in the church basement, it was dirty and there was no hoops. That was a little weird, but other than that, I gave my mom a heart attack when I was like 4. I decided to hide in the bushes, and she's screaming all around the neighborhood for me, and the neighbors knew I was a menace, and I'm sitting in the bushes like this, laughing, and she called the police, and I'm just like giggling, and the police came, and I jumped out, and I was like, hi! And I wonder why my mom calls me several times a day when I'm 33. Jeffrey Giordano. But there is one good thing about growing up Giordano, and that's my mom's side of the family. And that's my grandma's side of the family, actually. The Owenses. They always threw parties. Like, alcohol, but like I was too young, obviously. But they were always fun, and anytime there was an Owens party, you never, no one ever fought. Everyone danced, had fun, except for my father, of course. Hi, Dad. Yeah, he sat there like this. But they just let go and let loose and love each other. They don't judge anybody. They don't hate anybody. They're not, you can be purple, green, whatever. They'll still love you. And that's my next function. That's the next time I'm going to Syracuse, is when there's a Owens huge family party. Like, I mean, they got to rent out a hall and have a DJ for me to come back. But, like, it's just fun. And they do stupid things like the chicken dance. And the Owenses live a good life. So this is part 1 of Jeffrey Giordano, Growing Up Giordano. Hope you enjoyed it. It's giving you a little insight into how I became the way I am today. A little messed up. A little bit. But I'm trying to figure out, like, why I have a giving personality, why I want to do TV so bad, why I will air anything, dirty laundry, or whatever happens. I have no filter. Growing Up Giordano, Part 1. This is Growing Up Giordano, Part 2. Hey guys, it's me again, Jeffrey G. Yes, you can see the little clothespin putting my curtains together because my neighbors are gross. Hi, how's everyone doing? Since it's Christmas time, I thought I would, tell you about my Christmases growing up. Now, growing up, I had great Christmases every year. And, my parents were poor. And I didn't know this. Which was very interesting because they never showed us they were poor. And they always gave to us. Which was amazing. But ever since I can remember, we always hosted Christmas Eve. But Christmas Eve is my dad's thing. He's Italian and he cooks all day, all night. We have a huge party. My family's not big drinkers, which is why I don't know how I became an alcoholic. Luckily I'm recovering, but weird. And they never smoke cigarettes, and I chain smoke. Anyway, side note. So, Christmas Eve, we'd all go to church, and then everyone would come over, the Giordano's, for my dad's mega party. And I look forward to that every year. And now I haven't been home for Christmas in about 4 years, which is sad, but thinking of the memories, just like, he'd fry the prosciutto, and, we'd have that with crackers, and bacon-wrapped scallops, fishes, and fish, and then lasagna, we had, antipasto, stuffed mushrooms, and just then we would all open presents in one room with all my cousins. It's when everyone gave and everyone, it was just a great, great time. So, props to you, Papa G, for good Christmas Eves. And then, Christmas Day, it's alright, because, Christmas Eve you open, your relatives' presents, and then Christmas Day you open your parents' and Santa Claus's presents. So, obviously you go to bed and you couldn't sleep, and you'd wake up super early and run downstairs, Santa came! And, I would always have the biggest pile until my little brother Matt was born. Bitch. But I used to have the biggest pile, and it was just great. But then after we opened all our presents, we had to go to my parents' best friends, the Vincentors, who are basically family. But it was kind of boring because we'd go over there and there'd be no presents to open. We'd eat great food, Italian again, and then fall asleep, and I'd cause trouble. I'd put olives on my fingers and eat black olives. One year I did it till I threw up. But I always caused drama every Christmas Eve and every Christmas Day. Always. Started a fight with somebody. At least my dad blames me on all the fights. But other than that, it was fun. And I remember one year running down and, we all had to identify our piles, but I had a Paula Abdul mounted poster unwrapped. And I knew that was my pile. My brother George was like, "He's so gay!" And I remember running up to my room crying, and I wouldn't refuse to open presents with him. We don't really get along today, but let bygones be bygones. Merry Christmas, George. I sent you a present. But Merry Christmas. Growing Up Giordano, Part 2.